Hello everyone, my name is Goodle. Welcome to my kitchen. Today's stream is going to be a Japanese studying stream, and I am going to be using this new ASMR mic that I just got in the mail. I am very, very excited to try it out. I enjoy ASMR very, very much. It is absolutely one of my favorite pastimes. Well, for the last couple of years at least. Although I suppose pastime might not be the most appropriate way to describe it, because I have never actually done it myself. I have only ever listened to other people do it, but it has been something that I enjoy very, very much, very, very greatly. And because of that, I had always wanted to try it. So, I got myself a ASMR mic, and today we are going to be trying it out. Now, today's stream is simply studying Japanese. I have done that quite a few times before. It has always been a very sort of relaxing time. Sometimes it can get a little exciting, but mostly it is just for, me to study and train and to build up my knowledge, build up my ability to speak and to write Japanese and to read Japanese in a way that helps me communicate not only with other streamers, other Japanese VTubers and streamers, but also a way for me to build up my vocabulary base in order to read Japanese, which is one of the main reasons why I want to learn Japanese. I have so many books, manga, light novels, things like that I've bought over the years, which are just sort of piling up on my bookshelf. And I am not able to read a lot of them. So my goal studying Japanese, first and foremost, is to be able to read the books that I have bought. The manga, the light novels, things like that, the doujins. Second, of course, is because as a VTuber culture is steeped in Japanese culture. VTuber culture is, for at least the moment, inseparable from anime culture and therefore VTuber culture. Or should I say anime fandom culture? Not necessarily anime culture itself, but anime fandom culture. And so, of course, I want to show my appreciation for the VTubers who came before me and the audience that built up this industry, as well as a lot of my favorite VTubers are Japanese VTubers, and a lot of my contemporaries are Japanese VTubers as well. And I would love to be able to chat with them. So let me put that right over there. And let me hide that for a second. You might hear some occasional taps and clicks from my keyboards, from my fingers on my keyboards. Just consider that part of the studying experience. There we go. I think I'm ready to start. So, let's pull up the first thing that we're going to be doing today, which is going to be using WaniKani. WaniKani, as a lot of people know, is a kanji practice tool, a kanji memorization tool. Before we do that, I'll need an extra hand. There we go. Now we can pull up WaniKani on our stream like so. There it is. We have our WaniKani homepage, and we are going to be starting with these lessons here, a few new kanji lessons, and then moving on to reviews after that. You'll hear me talking. You might hear a little desktop audio. Not too much, I think. Just enough to maybe hear in the distance what some things are. So why don't we begin? Here we go. There are only 3 new lessons for today. This is family. We have ka and zoku, kazuku. House kanji. It has a roof and a pigtail underneath. We can see that the readings are ka or ke, but kunyomi, it might be ie or ya or uchi. Ie, ya, and uchi. Now there is a difference between ie and uchi, one being the physical place, the other being more of the idea of home. Your house, your home place versus a house, anyone's house. But what we are going to focus on is this, ka and ke. And then the other kanji for tribe, we remember, is zoku. Zoku. Put that together, that is kazoku. Kazoku. Let me put on my headphones here and listen for the pronunciation. I need to make sure that that is working correctly. No, I don't suppose it is. That's fine. We don't need to worry about pronunciation just right now. The good thing about this being a test of the microphone is that even if there are little mess-ups or kinks that we need to work out, we can do that all today and not worry about it too much. We'll have all the time in the world to fix it. I want to say in post, but that's not exactly what I meant. So let's ignore that for now. Kazoku. I believe that the emphasis is on the ka, kazoku. Your house tribe, doing something extra on behalf of one's family, spending time with one's family. Sabisu. Kazoku sabisu. That's service. To service what person's family. To serve a person's family. A family service. All family members. We have kazoku zennin. All family members. Kazoku minna. Context. My family grows a lot of vegetables in our garden. Things like cucumbers, tomatoes, and zucchinis. So I think we can remember kazoku. Ethnic group. We have peoples plus tribe. This kanji for peoples, it's a combination of mouth and clan here. We've seen that in a few other visually similar kanji. But this one specifically is min. So if we were looking, look, family, name, she. But when we add a mouth to that, it becomes min. You can think of it like minna, meaning everyone. In this case, it is peoples. Peoples, people, nation, a group of people. Put together with that, it makes peoples. Min, tami. And tribe should be zoku, correct? If not zoku, well, that's the only pronunciation, isn't it? So we know that it has to be zoku. It can't have any other. There's none other here that we can see. Which means, shouldn't it be something like minzoku? I guess it is. Minzoku. How lucky of that. Hello, Sprockets. How are you doing tonight? I hope that you are in the mood for a very, very relaxing stream today, because this stream is certainly going to be very, very relaxing. I just got a new microphone, which I'm testing out, and I'm hoping that it sounds very nice and clear, and very relaxing as well. So we have a group of peoples, a people, type of people, tribe, minzoku, everyone group, everyone tribe, minzoku. An ethnic language, minzoku no gengo, ethnic identity, minzoku no identity, ethnic culture, minzoku no bunka. I don't want to lose my racial identity. The ethnic group is known for being very cautious. I'm not sure if that's an appropriate sentence that you should say about anyone. They, as an ethnic group, are very cautious. This might be, and I just want to say this with all gentleness that I possibly can with this new ASMR mic, this might be a little racist. But that's okay. We can enjoy these sentences whether they are questionable or not. Our focus today is simply on learning, not on judging. Blood relative. We're using this zoku kanji for all of our lessons today, all of our kanji today. We know blood, that's ketsu, or chi. Chi or ketsu. Since this is probably onyomi reading, it might be ketsuzoku or ketsoku or something. But with bodily related things, body parts, blood, it's very possible that the kunyomi reading is going to be read instead. So let's see which one it is. Ketsuzoku. It's the onyomi reading, ketsuzoku. Is your blood tribe, blood family? Simple enough. We just have to remember the exact pronunciation. Context. After the funeral, we will have a gathering of blood relatives. Koichi's blood relatives are all tall. My dad isn't a blood relative, but I still think of him as my real dad. That's very sweet. You'll love to see that. Now let's see if we can remember the words that we just learned. We want to make sure that we have these down. You'll hear some typing noises. Hopefully they aren't too distracting. Hopefully they can be relaxing as well, and they're not too rumbly. Let me know if they end up being far too overpowering, and I can try to mitigate it. This one is People's Tribe, so this is an ethnic group, and this is Min Zoku. Very nice. Now the meaning is an ethnic group. There we go. This is the sign for blood. The sign, the kanji for blood. Which means this is blood relative. Perfect. Now, do you remember the reading of blood relative? That's right, it was Ketsu Zoku. So let's type that, shall we? Ketsu Zoku. Perfect. We're already advancing. Now, we have a roof over an animal tail, a pig's tail with hair on it. This is a house, and this is a family, a tribe. The tribe in your house is your family, in fact. So we're just going to say family. And the pronunciation of this kanji is either ka or ke. But this family, this word for family, is kazoku. 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 Excellent. We've passed our 3 kanji practices for today. Those were the only 3 lessons that we had to do, new lessons. but we have a lot of reviews we can get to as well. So we're going to spend a short time on those today as well. We have 220. We always have some. We do this once or twice per week, so they tend to stack up quite a bit. But we'll get down at least below 200 today. So why don't we start a nice review session? And maybe you'll learn some kanji along with me. If you're a fellow practicer of Japanese, of course, you can help me review as well. Now, this is Western style clothing. So, Western clothing. The kanji for Western style is pronounced yo, and clothing is often fuku. Yo. Good. Now when I'm speaking quietly with this ASMR mic, it makes everything that I sound very, very confident. It makes everything I say sound very confident. Which is going to be very, very funny anytime that I get one of these wrong. Because after all, I am just a student. And then I'm going to have to try not to giggle at the fact that I go, this is pronounced like this. And then I get a big red X proving that I'm wrong. This is the kanji for finger. The spoon kanji radical up here implies that it is a finger. And this just means it is a verb. Now, it isn't necessarily to finger someone, despite that joke that I constantly use, but it's to point your finger at someone, to indicate someone. Now, I have to try and remember the pronunciation of this. I think it might be susu or sasu. Sasu. I believe it is sasu because you are pointing out the person in your Among Us game who is very sus. So, sasu. You are indicating them, calling them out. Excellent, we got it right. To point at, to indicate, to refer to. Here, we're pointing out the person who is sus. Meaning, Western style clothing. You could say Western clothing if you want to, or Western style clothing, since it doesn't necessarily mean clothes made in the West, but clothes made in the style of the West. Most Japanese people these days wear Western style clothing except at important events. Contrast Western style with Eastern style, which would be things like kimonos. Kimonos and, traditional Japanese clothes, which at this point mostly just get used for formal events, gatherings, festivals, things like that, or people in particular positions where it might be formal or necessary to do so. Otherwise, Western style clothing, shirts, jeans, suits, things like that, is the standard clothing of the day. And so, if you need to indicate Western style clothing, as opposed to Eastern style clothing, then you can. Yofuku. This is a sign for short, I believe. I don't think it's low. Or is it low? Actually, I think it might be low. Hisui. I think this is a sign for low. Yes, good. I was able to correct myself before I got it wrong. Because I remember, it's also the sign for short. Oh, good. I would have been correct either way. Hikui. But I had the pronunciation incorrect. Hikui. I thought that it was Hisui, but no, I think I was just thinking of Hisuian Pokemon, because, Pokemon has been on the mind lately, and Hisuian is the Arceus region. But Hikui is low. I remembered that it wasn't short ton, the kanji ton, because that one has a gun in it. Or an arrow. It has an arrow in it. Now we have, this is fat, this is peaceful, and this could be Western style, but in this case it means seas, oceans, things like that. The fat, peaceful seas, fat, peaceful Western oceans. That's the Pacific Ocean. Which I always find very interesting, that words like Pacific or the names of the planets, they come from the same origins. Pacific, pacifist, peaceful. It is the large peaceful ocean. In this, we have the kanji for fat, peaceful seas, fat, peaceful oceans. And so even if the pronunciation is totally different, the writing is totally different, both of these words, in English and in Japanese, both come from the same origin. Or at least had the same idea at the same time. Or at different times, which I find fascinating. Pacific Ocean. Good. This is Tai Hei Yo. We remember Yo as a pronunciation for that. A fat Tai, a peaceful Hei, and a western or ocean Yo. Yo. That is the ocean over there. Now, this is temperature degrees, I believe. This is the sun warming a plate of droplets of blood. And degrees. And I believe this is simply temperature, ondo. Temperature. Yes. Warm. This kanji here, on or atata. Or words like atatakai. Do for degrees, on for warm, ondo. This was our sas, our sasu. This was to point at, to indicate. Burn. That means that we've gotten it right enough times to have it considered memorized. Kanji meaning crab, key, moon, period of time. It's such an odd collection of meanings that I had to memorize it fairly well. Just that one phrase, crab, key, moon, period. It's a strange mnemonic, but it works. This is the sign for crab. Key, moon, period. Key is the pronunciation, and period of time is the meaning. Crab, key, moon, period. And booyah. Yane. This is ya, a rooftop, and ne, a root. Yane. Good. Now, I think this just means rooftop, if I remember correctly. The roof root, I believe, just is a rooftop. Yeah, a roof. Let's say rooftop as well. To make sure that if we type that, we don't get it wrong. Do we remember the pronunciation of this one? This is the one that I thought was like a Pokemon. But it is not a Pokemon. It is in fact Hikui. Not Hisui. Hikui. Excellent. Master. That means that we've gotten that one right. I think slightly less than burned. I believe master is underneath burned. It's burned into our memory completely. We haven't just mastered it. It is burned forever. This is the sign for seconds. Seconds, and that is byo. This is the kanji that you see in ski, like to like someone. But in this case, it's not the kunyomi reading, ski. It is the onyomi reading, which is ho. Who do we like? We like koichi. Is their mnemonic. I believe one of the people who work at Wanikani is named Koichi, and so whenever they have a ko sound, they choose to insert his name. My guess is that Koichi might be one of the people who writes these things. And he inserts himself. That came out wrong. Just like Koichi did. Now we have our crab key moon period of time here. So the reading was simply key. Crab key moon period of time. Ondo. This was our word for temperature or degrees. Ondo. Perfect. Master for that as well. Yane. We remember roof or rooftop. Tsuku. Attach. To be attached. Tsuku. This simply means to be attached. To be attached to something. And tsuku. A simple enough reading, a simple enough kanji. Byo. What was the meaning of this one? That's right, seconds, such as a period of time, a second of time. We have our fat, peaceful ocean here. A fat tai, a peaceful hay, and yo, the ocean. Put it all together and we get tai, hay, yo. Enlightening. Mother, parent. Haha, oya. I have no idea when a person would use this word instead of just haha or okasan. Haha oya seems so redundant of a word, and I've never heard it ever used before this lesson. But it simply means mother. I believe this is an island. A bird sitting on a volcano is an island. So let's try that. If not, then I simply guessed a very, very similar looking kanji, and I don't feel too bad. Now, the island, I believe, is Shima. The island of Shima. Good. I feel very good. So far, I believe I've gotten, yes, 100% correct. You can't really see it behind my logo there. So why don't I simply turn the logo off? There it is, 100%. I'm very, very proud to have gotten 100% so far. Now let's continue. I'm sure there's a chance for me to lose that record and fail at some point. I'm excited for whenever that happens. Hopefully you can be here to see it as well. Reading is haha oya. Haha is the mother. Oya is the parent. The mother parent. It's very apparent that you are a mother. Kanji meaning like, liked. Oh, I believe this is fast. I believe this kanji is the kanji for fast. And you are either going so fast, or you are going so fast that your socks are getting worn out. And I believe it is saku. I believe it is soku. Oh, we're looking for the meaning, not the reading. Fast, I believe. Yes, let's check if I was correct. Soku. We had it correct. Go me. Very exciting. Karate. And it means exactly what you would think. Karate. Karate. Oh, we have this. Huh. This is the West, and this is Western style, which makes this just the West in general. The Western style West. The West as a concept, such as the global East, the global West. I'm from the West. Yeah, the West. Deep into the night. Deep, shin, and night, ya. That means late at night, deep at night. Let's see what other meanings it can have. Middle of the night, late at night. Radical name, I think this is humble. There's a cross in front of the mouth. You have to be humble when you have a cross in front of your mouth. Reading. We recently got this reading correct. Soku. You're going so fast on this scooter here that you are wearing out your socks. Soku. Socks. The West, I think, is Saber from Fate Stay Night is from the West. She's King Arthur after all. So, say, and then yo. Say yo. Good. Good old Saber. Meaning, this was our bird on top of a volcano. So, that can only happen on an island. It has to be an island. That's the only place volcanoes exist. Obviously. Who ever heard of a volcano not on an island? What's that? They exist everywhere. No. No, that can't be true. I'm sure that's just a joke. Don't worry. I have not been wrong a single time in this session so far. 100%. There's no way I would be wrong now. Zoku. No, wait. That's a tofu right there. This is not family. This is travel. Trip. A person who is hoping to buy guns and tofu. There's only one way to buy guns and tofu. You can't buy them in the same place. You have to travel. Oh, the reading of travel or trip. I don't think I remember the reading. This might be the first one I get wrong. I don't think I remember it. Now, where are you going to travel for both guns and tofu? It wasn't a place you could actually get those two. It was some country, some place. Why do I feel like the mnemonic is something related to Italy? But I don't think that's right. I'm going to have to simply type a random thing. Travel, trip. I have no idea. our first one wrong. Rio. We are going to travel to Rio de Janeiro. It wasn't Italy. In fact, it was an entirely different continent. We're going to travel to Rio. Rio de Janeiro. Rio. Trip, travel. I got the meaning correct. Karate. Well, this might come as a surprise, but karate means karate. We only have 4 more. And then we will have done enough. Warui. This means bad. This TIE fighter over your heart is a very bad thing. So, bad. A bad person, a bad guy. Deep night, deep into the night. Shinya. I know someone named Shinya. I don't know if they use these kanji, or if that's a common kanji combination to use for that name, but I know someone named Shinya. Aku Nin. This could be Nin or Jean, and it's always hard to remember. But I'm fairly confident this is Nin. Good. Radical name. Oh, is this perhaps early? Or is this something else? We'll have to see. Good. Early. This is boku. This is I. Kaito. An answer. Spin around and shoot them for an answer. Kaito. Tofu. Reading. We're going to Rio. Rio. This is a attempt test. Try test. And that is simply a test. A test that you try is simply a test, an exam. Warui. Excellent. We've gotten to 200, which means it is time for us to transition over to our textbook and practice a little bit about that. So let's pull up our Genki textbook and turn off Wanikani in exchange for that. Here's our textbook that we've been using, Genki. And we have been going through vocabulary lessons on this. Last time, oh, that's very fast. We need to move through some of these. Last time we practiced sore, kore, dore, are, prices and numbers quite extensively. We practiced a few of these vocabulary words here. Let's see if we remember them, shall we? An umbrella is kasa. Shoes are kutsu. A book is hon. Bag is kabon. Bike is jitensha. A hat is boshi. This is a bag again, kabon. This is a bag again, kabon. Boshi. And t-shirt, t-shirts. A watch is a okay. A pen is a pen. A wallet. A wallet is it saifu? Saifu. Dictionary is jisho. Jeans are jeans. Simple enough. And that was the majority of last session. Let's see if there's any worksheet exercises for us to do right now before we move on to a brand new lesson. We have some dialogues here. Irashaimase. Customer, how much is this watch? This watch, specifically. So, this watch, how much is it? Would be Kono toke wa ikura desu ka? And the person would respond, Sono toke wa 3,000 yen desu. It is 3,000 yen, which is only about $30. How much is that watch? That would be Sore toke wa ikura desu ka? And we don't know what the attendant said. We could probably guess that they're talking about this one, which would be 2,800 yen desu. 2,800 yen. And finally, how much is that watch over there? Pointing at watch number 3. That would be are or ano oke wa ikura desu ka? And she would also respond, are wa or ano toke wa 1,500 yen desu. We have people who are standing by certain locations. The mo particle to say that someone also is something. Ms. Tanaka is Japanese. Tanaka-san wa Nihonjin desu. And Mr. Yoshida is Japanese too. Yoshida-san mo Nihonjin desu. Answer the following questions in the negative. Meari-san wa kaishain desu ka? Is Meari-san an office worker? Kaishain? Ie, Meari-san wa kaishain janai. Listening comprehension. We can't practice that because we do not have the CD that goes along with this. So we'll have no idea what this listening comprehension part is like. Noun or verb. To do something to a noun. To use a noun for something. Write a mas or masen. Oh, this is already lesson 3. We don't need to go there just yet. We are just about to start lesson 3 today. Let's go back to this area then. This is going to be making a date. It's very, very cute. Mary and Takashi-san are making a date together. I wonder if this book will talk about the loose definition of date in Japanese. But before we do that, we should learn some of these useful vocab words. We aren't going to learn the kanji for them if there are any, because this book does not focus on kanji just yet. It wants for you to get used to the kana first, the hiragana and katakana first. We are already past that point in our Japanese studying. We know kana fairly well. I still mix up them every once in a while, but not because I don't know them, simply because they are so similar looking. Sometimes I forget which is which. But we're usually able to figure out what it is. Famously, I accidentally misspelled Goodle on my channel name for the first couple of months. Well, I shouldn't say misspelled, but I used half katakana and half hiragana. And that was very embarrassing. Let's learn some of these words. Denki. This is electricity. The electricity. Denki. Katen. This is your curtain. This katakana here is often used for English loan words, like katen and doa. A door, specifically the type of door, Western-style door, that opens inward and outward, as opposed to a Japanese-style sliding door. A doa and a katen. Mado. I actually had never heard of this one before. I'd never heard of mado as a window. Maybe I had and I just hadn't registered it. I'm not sure. But regardless, we now know that mado is window. Enpitsu, we knew that one before. Jisho, we knew that one before. And pen, we knew that one before. Hon as well, and kabon as well. Now, these two new words, these three new words here. There's tsukue, which is a desk. Tsukue, a desk. I wonder if there is a good pronunciation mnemonic, a memory tool that we can use. Tsukue. You are too cool for your desk. You're too cool. Maybe the desk is attached to something. Tsukue. Maybe you took away your desk. Took away. I think that's probably the best one. If we can find some way to say that they took away my desk. Or, I'm going to take away your desk. I'm going to, take away something from my desk. They took it away. Took away. Now we have keshi gomu. We have practiced the phrase keshi before. Kesu is to delete or erase or extinguish. In Pokemon Green, the Japanese version that we've been playing, we have keshi being used for a lot of status healing effects. Doku keshi is poison curing, poison erasing, poison deleting. Doku keshi, so for an antidote. So, keshi gomu. Gomu, like a gum, a gummy. Also, I believe the brand, perhaps, of erasers. An erase gummy. A delete gummy is an eraser. Keshi gomu. And kokubon. I feel like this word, this would help me more if I knew what the kanji for these were. Koku and ban are probably two kanji that maybe I know already, maybe I don't. But with so many similar sounding kanji, I would not be able to guess which ones they are. So we might just have to ignore this one or memorize this one for now. I feel like I'm going to remember Keshigomu and Tsukue fairly well, but Kokuban, not very well. I also wonder if there is a difference between a blackboard and a whiteboard. There probably would be, and I wonder if this indicates a blackboard or a whiteboard. If I remember correctly, this book is about 15 years old, perhaps. We're on page 83 right now. Let's go to page 1 and see when this was written. Oh, not only 10 years ago, not 15 years ago. Well, the first edition was about 25 years ago. But second edition, which is probably this one, was only 11 years ago. So actually not that bad. They definitely would have had whiteboards by then. Back in 1999, some places did not have whiteboards yet. That was still, a lot of places had blackboards. Surprisingly, colleges were some of the slowest to adopt whiteboards. at least in America. A lot of small, like younger schools, they tended to adopt whiteboards a little bit quicker. But colleges still used blackboards for a very long time after whiteboards became the standard. And in fact, you'll probably still see some college rooms, lecture halls and things that use whiteboards instead. You are probably not going to be seeing too many schools, unless they are in very, very poor areas that might not have been renovated yet. Otherwise, you're not going to see many schools that use blackboards these days. So, which makes me wonder when that change happened in Japan. How long were whiteboards still being used, and how long were blackboards being used? How quickly did whiteboards get adopted? What is the ratio like these days? Is everything whiteboards? That's something that I would need to ask someone who had visited Japan, or specifically someone who had taught in Japan, or a Japanese teacher themselves, or potentially a Japanese student, since they might be going to a lot of different classes. I would be curious to see what the breakdown is. That is something that you cannot know unless you just go there or talk to someone from there. Now, do you remember what page we were on? Which page? That's right, 83. This was the page that we were on. Some helpful phrases here. Do you understand? Wakarimashita ka? Or wakarimasu ka? This is really, I feel like, did you understand what I said? Wakarimashita ka is more like did you understand, but I suppose it's always going to be used for do you understand, that kind of thing. Wakarimashita is I understood. Wakarimasu would be the generic I understand. But I have mostly heard people say wakarimashita to mean I understood what you just said. I understood what was said. Wakarimasen, that is, I did not understand, I don't know. Yukkuri itte kudasai. Yukkuri, yukkuri, slowly, relaxed, slow moving manner. Yukkuri itte is iyu to say, and it's more of a command or a request. Itte kudasai. Itte kudasai. To please speak slowly, you say to the person. Yukkuri itte kudasai. Mou ichido itte kudasai. Please say it once more. Please say it one more time. Please say it. Mo is already. There is a change in events, but I suppose this one might not be the same mo. Ichido, single time, single degree. You could drop the itte kudasai and just say mo ichido. If you don't want to be as formal and say kudasai, you can just say mo ichido. Once again, chotto matte kudasai. Please wait. Just a bit of waiting. A bit wait, please. Chotto, a little bit. Chotto matte, a little bit wait. Kudasai, please. Kitte kudasai. Kitte kudasai. Need that longer. Kitte kudasai. This is to listen. Kiku is the base form, and ku, when changed to the te form, as we remember from all of those te form exercises we did, it's changed to ite. So kiku, ki ite, ite kudasai. Please listen. Oh, please ask. I didn't know that it was also please ask. It's very interesting. 10ページを見てください. Please look at page 10. 10 page, which is page. 見て to look at ください. 10ページを見てください. Making a date. Lesson 3. Mary and Takashi are talking. We can hear them talking, but we are going to read what they say here. If we can. Well, there is the furigana. There is the furigana down here. Takashi-san. Mary-san. Joumatsu says Joumatsu. Joumatsu wa taitei nani o shimasu ka? Joumatsu. Shoumatsu. Oh, I said it wrong. It's not Joumatsu, it's Shoumatsu. And I believe that means the weekend. Perhaps. そうですね。大抵うちで勉強します。I'm normally in the house studying. でも時々映画を見ます。映画を見ます。Sometimes I'm watching a movie. そうですか。Is that so? じゃあ、土曜日に映画を見ませんか? Then aren't you going to be watching a movie? Won't you watch a movie on Sunday? 土曜日はちょっと Will you not watch a movie? It's essentially, then will you not watch a movie on Sunday? Oh, Saturday. 土曜日 Saturday. 土曜日はちょっと Saturday is a little じゃあ日曜日は大丈夫はどうですか? 日曜日はどうですか? How is Sunday? いいですね. It's good, isn't it? I don't know if the ne was very common. Is there? いいよ. いいです. On Sunday morning at Mary's host family. おはようございます. おはようございます. おはよう is お母さん the house mother. 早いですね. It's early, isn't it? 今日は Oh, what does it say? 京都に Oh, 京都 This is our 京都. This is our eastern metropolis, I believe. 京都に行きます。京都で映画を見ます。I'm going to Kyoto. I'm going to see a movie in Kyoto. いいですね。何時頃帰りますか? This is to return. 何時頃帰りますか? 頃 is around, revolving around a certain amount of time. 何時頃? What time around? 帰りますか? Will you return? 9時頃です. Around 9. Excuse me. 9時頃です. 晩ご飯は? 晩ご飯は? And what about dinner? 食べません. I'm not eating it. I won't be eating. そうですか? じゃあ、いってらっしゃい. So, this seems strange for a house mother, especially a Japanese house mother, to simply accept that Mary is not going to be eating dinner. Like, what about dinner? Oh, I won't be eating. Well, all right, off you go. Unless, of course, the connotation is, the implication is that you are not going to be eating dinner at home. You're going to be eating at dinner out in the world. Perhaps when she says, "Bangohan wa," she's not asking just if you are having dinner, but will you be having dinner with us? Will you be expecting dinner with us? In which case, Mary-san can just say, she's not eating here. She won't be eating it, to imply not here. Itterashai. Ittekimasu. What do you usually do on the weekend? We were right about it being the weekend. Let's see, I usually study at home, but I sometimes see movies. I see. Then would you like to see a movie on Sunday? Saturday. Saturday is not a good day. Saturday is a little bit. Then how about Sunday? That's fine. Oh, this is the conversation that she had with her house mother. I was imagining her being more tired than her house mother. Look at this good Godzilla movie. She's going to see a movie. She's going all the way to Kyoto to see a movie. Seems a bit far wherever she is. Movie, eiga. Music, ongaku. Magazine, zashi, zashi. There's a sheen on this magazine. Sports, sports, sports. Date, romantic, not calendar date. Deto. Tennis, tenisu, tenisu. TV, terebi. Television, television. Terebi. Food and drink. Ice cream. Aisu. I don't think anyone says aisu cream. I think everyone just says aisu. Breakfast. Asa gohan. Your morning meal. Asa gohan. Your morning rice. Wait a second. Is that rice? No, that's not the sign for rice. That must just be the sign for meal or food. I keep saying sign as if it's sign language and not kanji. It's just so much easier to say sign, and it really is very, very similar in feeling. Osake, sake, alcohol, osake. Ocha, tea, green tea. Ocha. Oh, yeah, really green tea. Kohi, coffee. Bangohan, bangohan. Evening meal. Hamburger, hamburger. Hiru gohan, hiru gohan. Mizu, water. Without the extra drop. With the extra drop, it is ice. Places. Ie, a home, a house. Uchi, my home, my house, my place. My home is where I unchi. You don't want to unchi at other people's homes or houses. You want to unchi only at your house. Just remember, you will only want to shit in your own house. You don't want to shit in anyone else's house. So, uchi, which sounds like unchi, which means poo. That is the way to remember. What is the difference between a house and a home, and your home, specifically, the place where you feel home. Gakko, gakko, school, study, gaku, and ko, school. Time, asa, morning. Oshita, tomorrow. Ashita is tomorrow. The bright day, ashita. Itsu, when. Itsu. Kyo, today. Goro, around, about. revolving around a certain time. Konban, tonight. Konban. Shomatsu, weekend. Oh, I'm sorry. I was mispronouncing that. Shumatsu. I should have realized that that was the kanji shu. 発音が違うですね。違いましたですね。週末。Matsu. I remember learning matsu, but I don't remember matsu. And doyobi, Saturday. Nichiyobi, Sunday. We remember Saturday and Sunday, literally. Mainichi, every day. Mainichi. Maiban, every night, every evening. Verbs, rue verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Oh my. So many things to learn. But we're getting into verb conjugation, which is helpful. Verbs. Verbs always have a change in the last letter. Iku, ikimasu. Kairu, kairimasu. Kiku, kikimasu. Nomu, nomimasu. Hanasu, hanashimasu. Yomu, yomimasu. And in te form, iku is ite, I-I-T-E, ite. Kairu is uru, utsuru. Kaide, I believe it is de, ide. Or is it an N? Kaite. I actually forget. This one might be different. It doesn't sound right. Kiku, kite. Nomu. Nomu is non-de. Umubu, I believe, is n. You just change it to nde. So, nomu is non-de. Hanasu, hanashite. Yomu is yonde. I believe that would have that correct. Ru verbs drop the ru entirely. Okiru is okimasu. Taberu, tabemasu. Neru, nemasu. Miru, mimasu. And for a te form, okite, you just add a te without any extra. Tabete, nete, mite. Now let's try and remember. To go is iku. To go back, to return is kairu. To listen, to hear is kiku. To drink, nomu. To speak, to talk, hanasu. To read, yomu. To get up, okiru. To eat, taberu. To sleep, to go to sleep, is neru. To see, to look at, to watch is miru. Irregular verbs, kuru, suru, and benkyou suru. Well, that's just because it's suru. Benkyou suru is not really a verb. Suru is the verb, and benkyou is simply what you are suruing. So, kuru and suru. Adjectives, good, hai, early or fast or quickly. Adverbs, amari, not much. Zen, aite, usually. Chotto, a little. tokidoki sometimes, and yoku often much. These words here I really need to remember. I always forget these words, and I really want to remember them. I need them so much. I want to use them constantly, and I always need to look them up again. The ones that I remember are chotto, and I don't usually need to use that one. Tokidoki, I remember very, very well. Tokidoki, because I know that toki is time, so from time to time, toki toki. It even sounds like a clock ticking toki. But amari janai, amari sen. Not much. Zen. Like, completely not. 100% not. To 0 degrees of doubt, not. Yoku, that's hard too, and taite, that's hard too. I need to study those a little bit harder. So desu ne, that's right, let me see. Demo, but. Do desu ka? How is it? Do? So, how is it? And that is the end of our new vocabulary. And that also brings us to the end of our stream. I hope that you, if you are watching the VOD, that you enjoyed this relaxing, chill language learning experience. I feel like I'm going to do this more in the future. It's a good way of making a relaxing stream even more relaxing. One thing I need to be worried about is my voice. If I am doing this lower voice, it actually requires more effort than if I am just speaking normally. And so I need to make sure that I protect myself if I choose to do that. But as for today, thank you very much, Sprockets, for coming by. It's always wonderful to see you. And to anyone else, I hope you all have a lovely evening. Oyasumi nasai.